of some housekeeping. So the session is being recorded. The duration is 1 hour. We will take your questions throughout the presentation, but we will ask you to do so by using the GoToWebinar questions tab to submit your questions, which we will get to at the end of the presentation. All participants are muted to minimize interruptions so that we can have a smooth and efficient flow. You will have access to the slides and a recording of this presentation after we conclude today's webinar. You can submit your questions, and if we don't get to answer all of your questions inside today's webinar, we will reach out to you. So without much further ado, I'd like to turn over to our main presenter, who today is Kemity Brown, and she is a solutions architect with Fujitsu Caribbean. Supporting us on today's webinar as well, we also have Anthony Dixon, our head of cybersecurity. We also have Anthony McGregor, our head of application services, and we also have Nicholas Ebelenga from Microsoft. So let's get started, and I will now hand you over to Kemity.
Good morning and welcome to everyone to today's webinar. My name is Kemity Brown and I'm a solutions architect with the applications team at Fujitsu Caribbean based in Trinidad. In today's session, I aim to provide you with an understanding of exactly what Microsoft 365 security and compliance offers, and will review some of the benefits that you will experience and gain when these are integrated into your organization. Now, as we move on, some of you may have already moved into Office 365, and some of you are thinking about moving. But what about the security of your data? How is your data protected? Here we would look at some of the common business requirements that companies should be asking when moving to Office 365. You would ask things such as, is my information safe? What happens when an employee leaves my organization? How do we manage our information? What's happening to the information? Who has access to the information? And how do I know what's happening with the information? So these are the common business requirements that we'll try to address based on solutions that Microsoft 365 has, and their products would be used to address some of these common business requirements. Now, some areas of focus here. In our next slide, we see here that with Microsoft 365 and compliance, it integrates with AI, enabling Microsoft to take all of their signals, threat intelligence, and operational experience and use it to help customers be more secure. This new approach secures the modern workplace in ways where your traditional approaches and traditional security vendors have failed, where in this case, we'll be addressing some of these areas of focus in terms of your access management, threat management, information protection, and so on. Here we look at, next we look at your security and compliance offerings. With each one of these offerings, you have your threat protection, which gives you Exchange Online protection, advanced threat protection, threat intelligence. Information protection gives you data loss prevention and gives you Office Message Encryption. In terms of your security management and how you manage that data, you have your Security and Compliance Center together with your Cloud App Security and Secure Score. For compliance solutions, we have your Advanced Data Governance and your Advanced e-Discovery. Now I will go into threat protection. We'll start with threat protection and how this helps your organization in terms of your security issues. Now, threat protection allows you to enabling our customers to protect, detect, and respond to any threats that come into your organization. which is powered by the Microsoft Security Graph, which is a data plane that collects all of the telemetry from every Microsoft application. By using machine learning, it provides actionable alerts in an easy way to review formats as well as remediation options in event an action should be taken. And these are the Microsoft in-depth integrated intelligent tools that we will look into further here. So now I will go into our Exchange Online Protection. Microsoft Exchange Online Protection is a cloud-based email filtering service, which is designed to protect your organizations from your spam, malware, and features for identifying any emails that violate the content control policies. So Exchange Online Protection is the default spam malware email filter for Microsoft 365, which is one of Microsoft's fastest growing businesses ever. Here you have a representation of what Microsoft Office 365 Exchange Online allows you to do in terms of your malware filtering, spam filtering, and for quarantine and action center. Here now I will actually show you how Exchange Online Protection works within your organization and when it's applied within your organization. An incoming message initially passes through your connection filter, which checks the sender's reputation and inspects the message for any malware. The majority of the spam is stopped at this point and deleted by your Exchange Online Protection. The messages now continue through a policy filtering, and it's then evaluated against common mail flow rules, which we mostly know as they normally call your transport rules. For example, you can have a rule that sends a notification to a manager when mail arrives from a specific sender. Next, the message passes through your anti-spam filtering, also known as your content filtering. A message that's determined to be spam can then be sent to the user's junk mail, or it will be quarantined. After the messages pass through all of these protection layers, then it will be delivered to the recipient. So this is a demonstration of how Exchange Online Protection looks at your emails every time it passes through or it's sent into your network. Additionally, you have Advanced Threat Protection, which works and helps protect its layer on top of your Exchange Online Protection. It allows for further protection, which is normally called Advanced Threat Protection, or ATP, which helps you catch threats before they disrupt your business by keeping your data, intellectual property, and users safe from email phishing attacks and zero-day malware. Email is identified as one of the most pervasive and powerful forms of communication and collaboration, but it's also the most prolific attack vector that we see today. So Advanced Threat Protection would allow us to help catch this threat before it disrupts your business. Additionally, you have threat intelligence, which gives you which helps you to proactively uncover and protect against advanced threats by analyzing billions of data signals across Office consumers and commercial services. It takes a step further by alerting security admins and proactively creating and suggesting security policies to help you protect against your malware. So as you can see here, it gives you a graphical view of your daily threats detected, how many messages were scanned, threats that were stopped, blocked by ATP, or removed after delivery. Here you can actually see also who are your top targeted users within your organization, and it gives you some information on how you can alleviate this or make sure that these threats are not attacking these users anymore. So it's a kind of a way to manage malicious messages, being sent into your organization and how it's being controlled. Now, as we move on to your Microsoft, how on Microsoft.
Hi, this is Nicholas from Microsoft. Would you allow me to mention one thing
Hi, yes.
to complement? Um, so Microsoft is using the cloud to secure organizations broadly. The cloud and AI together are enabling us to take our signals, threat intelligence, and operation experience and use it to help customers to be more secure, right? Um, and this approach secures the modern workplace in ways that traditional approaches are not securing. Um, and I just want to give you an extent of how this cloud security capabilities are being supported. We have over 3,500 dedicated cybersecurity professionals working across our cyber defense operations center, digital crime unit, and Microsoft Threat Intelligence Center. So together, these teams help to protect, detect, and respond threats in real time for customers every day. So I just wanted to mention that and complement, because just so the impact of unifying the cloud security that we have with our cybersecurity professionals, the extent of the security that we have today. By using the power of intelligent security graph, they reason over more than 6.5 T signals every day. Okay. Just so you see the extent of the security that Microsoft 365 provides you.
Okay, thank you for that, Nicholas. Okay, so as we move on to Microsoft's approach on information protection, this helps us to discover, classify, protect, and monitor your sensitive information wherever it lives, whether it's on premises, on devices, or in the cloud. It allows you to discover all of your data and identify your most sensitive information and ensure the right automated classification and labeling with appropriate controls are applied. Information protection labeling is one feature of information protection, which allows you to determine how to protect your files versus just keeping them. The logic of keeping or deleting your data or your files is done through retention, and the concept of protection is done through sensitivity labeling. Imagine the life cycle of a sensitive file. Even if you are fully within the Microsoft 365 ecosystem, there's a potential for data exfiltration or data loss of files. Now we'll go into how the sensitivity label works. Someone will create a file, modify it across different locations, and then share it with others. If that file is shared with someone that is meant to have access to it, it should be monitored and managed. Sensitivity labels allow you to classify and protect the content within the content itself, and it will stay persistent with that file regardless of the location. So this allows users to continue to collaborate and let the sensitivity labels support the protection for you. So this gives a representation of when the data is created, when your sensitivity labels are applied to that specific data, how the data is protected, where it travels, and then you have your monitoring where you can do based on reporting. You can see data that's when the data is shared, usage, potential abuse, and take remediation or take action. And then you decide whether you want that data to be retained, expired, deleted. Now here I will go through a video or a demo on how information protection sensitivity labels are created and the effect it has afterwards. Now you go into your compliance center. You go into classifications. You create a sensitivity label. You enter your name, the name of the label, a tooltip that will give users an idea, a description. Then you would enable your encryption and assign permissions on how you let your users decide whether you assign your permissions now, whether you have access, how long they have access to that data, and whether you want it offline or online. You can assign your permissions based on your email addresses or your domains. You can add a number of domains or emails at the same time. In this case here, you have a number of them. Then you choose a permission from your preset or custom. You can create your own custom, or you can use ones your co-author, co-owner, reviewer, viewer. This case here, I would use reviewer. Here, we'll apply content marking. This to be able to add a watermark, add a header, add a footer. You can add in a custom watermark based on how confidential the data is. You can customize it in terms of your font, the size, the color, the layout. You can even add your header and a footer. We'll leave the endpoint data loss prevention off for now, and we'll enable auto labeling. Here you'd add a condition to detect any sensitive information. So you'd use a sensitive information type. This should be based on passport numbers, credit card numbers, things like that. And here is where you'd create that sensitivity label. You have all of your labels here, and you have the option to, you can either move up to another level. This will be based on the permissions that you apply, or you can add a sub-level based on the types of labels. From here now, we can go ahead and publish our labels. You can apply it to, let's say, your Outlook, SharePoint, OneDrive, and your Teams. You select your labels here, sensitivity labels. And here's where you'd apply it to your users and groups. In this case, it will be based on your Exchange. And here you can choose which users you want to apply the sensitivity label to. Next. And here is where you can apply defaults, such as whether you want it internal or external, and then you could provide a justification, whether they can lower the classification, or provide a justification. Then here's where you can publish. And you go ahead and you publish that label. Now, the next time a user opens an Office app like Word, they'll see the sensitivity label that was created. And from the document, they'll be able to change or apply a label, select the sensitivity, and choose a label based on the level of confidentiality. Now, the next feature, which is part of information protection, is DLP, data loss prevention, which allows you to have your sensitive information would be included, like your financial data, personally identifiable information, such as your credit cards or your health records. With a data loss prevention policy, you can identify, monitor, and automatically protect your sensitive information across Office 365. Now, here are some scenarios where you would need DLP, where it can fit into your organization. So you can identify sensitive information across many locations, your Exchange, SharePoint, Online, OneDrive, and Teams. You can prevent the accidental sharing of your sensitive information. You can monitor and protect your sensitive information in the desktop version of your Excel, PowerPoint, and Word. You can also help users learn how to stay compliant without interrupting their workflow. And which is a good this is a good feature, which is you can view your DLP reports, which shows the contents that matches your organization DLP policies. Now I'll go into another demo on how to create a DLP policy. Here we go into the data loss prevention policy, create a policy. Now you can do it based on financial, medical, and health, or custom. In this case, we'll do a custom. You can choose based on, let's say, a OneDrive account. So you can do it based on a number of locations or choose which one you want. Here is where you have high volume of content detected for your US financial data, where you have your sensitive information types such as your credit card, debit card, certain things like that. Then you can apply conditions where, as I said, for your credit cards, when this information is shared outside of your organization, you can restrict access to the content from sharing that information out of the organization. Now, what we need to consider is what we want to protect, where we want to protect this data, and what conditions and actions we need to apply to protect your sensitive information within your organization. So this is what it looks like when you have a DLP policy applied. It will tell you if you try to send information with sensitive information here, it will tell you that it's against your policy, your company's policy, and it will give you some options to resolve. You can either dismiss or report it if you think it doesn't conflict with your organization. Now, even if the user decides to override this information, you still have a report that tells you all of your DLP policy matches and where you may have gone and say, well, okay, you have a number of like 20 occurrence of sending credit card information. It will come up here in a statement, and you'll be able to, as a manager, perform, you can go ahead now and apply action against sending these sensitive information out of your organization. Now, in addition to sensitivity labels and data loss preventions, we have Microsoft 365 encryption capabilities, message encryption capabilities, which makes it easier to share protected emails with anybody inside or outside of your organization, which allows you to control your sensitive data with flexible policies or ad hoc customer controls that are built into Microsoft 365. So here you have the option to protect your data. You can decide what type of data you want being sent out of the organization. And you have some control on that data where it may not be able, you may not be able to forward the information, print it, or copy it. So this is some way to control that data and how it moves within your organization. As we move on to security, intelligence, security, and compliance management, here it allows for the visibility, control, and guidance of your information, powered by the intelligence security graph, which we spoke about earlier. And utilizing these tools, which is your Security and Compliance Center, Advanced Security Management, Secure Score, and your Compliance Manager. Now we'll go into how the Security and Compliance Center works and how it helps makes your job easier. This center was designed to bring together to help manage your compliance features across Office 365 for your organization. So this is where you have the option to go straight into creating your policies, classifications, threat management, search and investigation, and also all of your reporting capabilities that come with these tools. In addition to that, you have Microsoft Secure Score. Microsoft Secure Score which comes in the next slide, is this is a measurement of an organization's security posture, with a higher number indicating more improvement actions taken. Following the security score recommendations, you can protect your organization from threats using the centralized dashboard, which is shown here. Organizations can monitor and work on the security of their Microsoft 365 identities, their data, apps, devices, and infrastructure. So we can see here how Secure Score gives you an idea of what you need to fix within your organization. It gives you a score. It tells you what's your maximum score, what's your current score, and actions you need to take to get where you need to be in terms of your security and your compliance, which is a very good tool which helps you to meet or establish your key performance indicators. Additionally, there's another feature which is called your Cloud App Security, which allows you to protect your sensitive information anywhere on the cloud. Now, moving to the cloud increases flexibility for employees and IT alike. However, it also introduces new challenges and complexities for keeping your organization secure. To get the full benefits of your cloud apps and services, IT teams must find the right balance of supporting access while maintaining control to protect that data. Now, we have a short video here that actually explains what cloud app security does for an organization.
In today's organizations, employees constantly find new ways to get work done. Sometimes this results in a huge range of cloud applications being used, whether they are sanctioned by IT or not. From the data that we have access to, we see large companies use an average of 1,000 cloud apps, and 60% of those are completely unmonitored and unmanaged. Microsoft Cloud App Security is a cloud access security broker specifically designed to help you identify, assess, and manage this flow of information in your organization. What makes the Microsoft security portfolio unique is the native integration of our individual security solutions with one another to provide a more comprehensive answer for our customers. A great example is how Microsoft Cloud App Security integrates with Microsoft Defender Advanced Threat Protection on the endpoints to help you discover the use of unmanaged cloud apps and block the ones you consider risky. Once you enable this integration, cyber data from all of the endpoints managed by Microsoft Defender ATP is sent directly to Microsoft Cloud App Security. Wherever the device goes, off to a coffee shop or on a plane, that monitoring is still in place, even outside of the corporate firewall or proxy. We use this cyber data to provide you with deep insights about the cloud apps that are being used, and you can break down all of this information into the IP addresses, users, and machines that are accessing the cloud apps. And when you identify a risky cloud app, you can block it directly from within the Microsoft Cloud App Security portal, and Microsoft Defender ATP will prevent any future access from all managed devices. Better protect your environment today by enabling this integration with a single click.
Okay, so this tool, I see a lot of, it brings a lot of value to a lot of organizations where you have your apps, where this way you have a level of control in terms of what apps are being used, in terms of your shadow IT, where you can control these apps and where it's integrated with your Azure Active Directory. As we move on now, we have some advanced capabilities in Microsoft 365, advanced compliance capabilities, where it allows you, it gives you added control, it helps you to meet your internal and external compliance requirements. It's an intelligent solutions. It enables you to bring your data under control. You have visibility into actions where you're allowed to, you can monitor and investigate actions taken on your data by advanced compliance solutions. And with this, they're driven by your advanced data governance, advanced e-discovery, customer lockbox, and customer key. Now we can go in now to our advanced data governance, which makes it possible to use proactive policy recommendations and automatic data classifications to take actions on data, such as your retention and deletion through the data's life cycle with the use of machine learning. So here you can see data governance, what you're allowed to do. It gives data information on how you can control the life cycle of a particular document or an email. In addition to that, you have advanced e-discovery, which you see that there's a need for organizational search it's becoming very prevalent within an organization. Advanced e-discovery in Microsoft 365 offers an excellent opportunity to control the information request, whether it is a litigation, internal investigations, responding to a regulatory request or a policy obligation. This allows you to your notification workflow to communicate with the custodians involved in a case. So here you can see, you can create an e-discovery case, gather all of your information right here on this advanced e-discovery tool that Microsoft 365 has. Now, with all of this, we're wondering now, how do I need to get there? What do I need to get? Now, we're wondering now, what if I don't need all of these features? How do I even start? To address these concerns, I will walk you through the cloud licensing options to determine which Office 365 or Microsoft 365 subscription is right for you. Now let's talk about two main packages. You have Office 365 and Enterprise Mobility and Security. Office 365 is productivity focused, and it gives you a familiar collection of applications and services. On the app side, you've got your Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and on the services side, you have your Exchange, SharePoint, Teams, OneDrive, which is your collaboration. You have your document management, messaging, and telephony. Now, by that time, you've made your way through all of the Office 365 offerings. You probably find that that covers the vast majority of business services people use across the organization. The other big package that Microsoft brought in was the Enterprise Mobility and Security, which, as the name suggests, it focuses on the security side of things, which is protecting your data and your devices against the modern threat landscape. Now, it can be used independently of Office 365, but the two are complementary. Office 365 is given access to your data on any device, anywhere, but Enterprise Mobility and Security is protecting that data when it's on your devices anywhere. Now, it's worth mentioning that you don't have to buy the full package. You can buy a lot of individual components separately, so you can pick what features you want. Now, where does Microsoft 365 fit into all of this? Well, Microsoft 365 is kind of like an all-encompassing product suite. It includes the Office 365, Enterprise Mobility and Security, and your Windows 10. Now, you might be asking, Windows 10, this is not a cloud service. Microsoft decided that they will include Windows 10 because it enables businesses to do more. It offers the tools to get more done, stay secure, and simplify your IT devices management by harnessing the power of the cloud. So it allows you to help customers move from where they are. So let's say you have a lower version with, let's say, Windows 7. You can move where you have your in-place upgrade, where you can deploy your Windows 10 with Intune or Microsoft Endpoint Configuration Manager. So they're built in all of these features, all of these products into one, and we call it now Microsoft 365, which makes it easier for you now to purchase your licenses and deploy them within your organization and provide your security and compliance. Now, with your Microsoft 365, we can go through now your offerings in terms of what the plan consists of. So compliance is an integral part of Microsoft 365 E5 with built-in information protection and governance capabilities across devices. So here we can see in terms of your front line, which is F1, you have your E3 and your F5, where F5 gives you the access to all of your products here, all of your services. And you have E3, which has a lesser features, but E5 covers most of your products here. Now let's go into some of your business value of security and compliance. Here you'd see, as we close on this topic, I'd like to provide some of your business values of security and compliance. It helps you to avoid fines and penalties, protects your business reputation, enhances your data management, yields insight that promote operational benefits, and it enhances your company's culture. Now, as we end, please feel free to reach out to us if you have any queries. We'll be happy to assist. We're able to provide like a demo on any of the features discussed today to help you be more secure and compliant. I will now hand you over to Sandy, who will address our questions and answers. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kemati. So we've come to the end of the presentation, the delivery of content. So now we answer your questions, and we're looking to see if we have any questions at this time. But before you answer the questions, you will see a short survey pop up on your screen. And that is just for us to gauge how helpful was today's content for you. So if you could just take a couple seconds to respond to that, that would be helpful. Okay, so to get us started, we don't have any questions that have come in just yet, but we know that there are some general questions that would come to top of the mind for some of us. So what is included in Microsoft 365? So Microsoft 365 combines best-in-class productivity apps with intelligent cloud services to transform the way you work. And as the world's productivity cloud, Microsoft 365 also brings together interconnectivity and intelligence that can help your customers and you innovate and compete more effectively in terms of enabling your digital transformation journey. And some other typical questions that will come. So how do I upgrade to another Microsoft 365 plan? So existing customers with Microsoft 365 E3 subscriptions are eligible to purchase Microsoft 365 E5 compliance and or Microsoft 365 E-security. as add-ons to your existing Microsoft 365 E3 subscriptions. Depending on the subscription level, you can also combine Microsoft 365 Enterprise subscription with plans and add-ons from Azure, Dynamics 365, Enterprise Mobility and Security, as well as Office 365. And you may also want to know, can I have different types of Microsoft 365 plans within my organization? Yes, you absolutely can. Your organization can use any combination of plans if you meet the prerequisites, and prerequisites will vary by plan. The next question that you're likely to ask is, what happens to my data if I cancel my subscription? The bottom line is your data is yours and it's always yours. So if you decide to cancel your Office 365 subscription at any time, you can download your data, for example, your email and documents on team sites, and save it to another location. You should always save your data before you cancel your subscription, because after you cancel your subscription, any data that is associated with your Office 365 account will be available to your administrators in a limited function account for a period of 90 days. So at this time, we will take 2 questions from our attendees. And the first question is, can custom data types such as TRN be created and used to identify sensitive data? So Kemity will ask you to take that question. That is, can custom data types such as TRN, which is tax registration number, which is used in Jamaica, can be created and used to identify sensitive data?
Hi, yes, Sandy. Yes, it can be done because we have the option with custom. So you have the ones that were created for, let's say, your different regions. If it's not part of your region, you can create a custom and enter that sensitive information. So for example, based on that tax number, you can put in how many characters within that particular number. So you say if you have like a particular sequence, you can enter that into your custom policy and apply it. So it doesn't necessarily mean you have to use one that's already there. You can customize it.
Okay. The other question that we have is it available for Mac too?
Yes, it is. Yes, it's available for Mac.
And the other question that we have is, can I set a filter for file types?
File types, filtering in terms of what, for your protection? Now, for file types, yes, you can do that in terms of like your threat protection and things like that. But I need to know like which one of these features you would like to have where you can include a number of file types.
So for us to get more specific, if you could just send us any additional clarification questions to enable us to ensure that we provide you with a complete answer. If not, we will reach out to you to explore further. So the question is, yes, like .exe?
Yes, it does. It allows you to enter your particular file types, extensions, yes.
Okay. And there was a question around E3 add-ons. Kemity, do you want to just quickly explain some of those E3 add-ons?
Now we have E3, those add-ons. So let's say you have your E3 licenses. You don't want to purchase the full E5 license. So for example, if, let me just pull up my information here. So for example, if you have, let's say you want your threat protection. Let's say you want the Office 365 Advanced Threat Protection, which is actually not included in your E5 license. What you can do, there is a Office 365 Threat Protection add-on, Advanced Threat Protection add-on that you can purchase if that's the only feature that you want and you don't want to purchase the entire E5 license. So this would be based on per user per month, and then we can get you like a cost in terms of what's the cost to just put in that add-on within your organization and still keep your E3 licenses with you.
Okay, thanks, Kemati. So we have a question that is asking for a proof of concept, if that's available. So we will respond direct, yes, that's available, and we will talk to you offline. Okay, at this time, we are not seeing any more questions, but we have 30 minutes remaining in the call. So please feel free to utilize the question option. But while we wait to see if we have any more questions, as it relates to Microsoft 365 e-packaging updates, you might want to know what is changing in the update. So the first thing that is changing is in identity and threat protection. Microsoft is introducing a new feature that users can unify E5 security value into a single offer to deliver comprehensive threat protection. What is also changing is the information protection and compliance. There is a new feature that allows for Office 365 advanced compliance and Azure info protection to deliver a single compliance solution. There is also the Office 365 ATP plan. There is a merging of the current Office 365 advanced threat protection value into Office 365 threat intelligence, renaming it. And here's a huge benefit that we know you'll be happy for, and that will actually lower the price. As it relates to cloud app security, retiring Office 365 cloud app standards standalone, that's going to be in favor of Microsoft Cloud App Security. So you will now have a standalone CASB solution from Microsoft. And in terms of your My Analytics value extended, that will be extended to all Microsoft 365 and Office 365 suites to drive even more engaging end user interfaces and usage for you. So at this time, we also have a couple more questions have come in. So the other question is, are there add-ons for Exchange Online?
Yes, you have your, actually with Exchange Online, yes, there is an add-on for that. So we can just just contact us and we will get the information for you on how you need to get there in terms of your add-on and the cost.
Was there any price changes recently to the Microsoft 365 plans?
Well, in terms of the costing, we'd need to probably get in contact with our sales execs we have here at Fujitsu, and we will also get back to you in terms of your pricing.
Because this will also be dependent on your specific requirements and what you currently have.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, while we wait to see if any more questions come in, you might also be anxious to know what is staying the same. So Microsoft 365 E5 remains no change to features and functionality. Office 365 will continue to receive Office 365 Cloud App Security Value, so there is no compromising of your current investment in Office 365. Audio conferencing and phone system, there is no change to that as well. Power BI to drive your business intelligence, there is no change. Existing offers, all existing offers will remain, and that is where, as you talk about pricing, that we can have more discussions around that with your client executive, or you can send us an email. Updates to packing, pricing updates to packing will not result in a price increase. In fact, the new security and compliance offers deliver a discount over purchasing standalones. So that is really good news for any of our customers that are looking to upgrade. At this time, we do not have any more questions, but we'll give it another minute or two. Okay, so as I said earlier, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us, and we'll be happy to answer your questions and go into more specific details with you. We do thank you for your time, because we do know that you have options, especially now that there are a lot of virtual events, and so we are very grateful that you took time out to spend some time with us this morning. And we continue our webinar series, and coming up next, we will have a webinar around driving business intelligence with Microsoft Power BI. So we look forward to having you participate in more webinars with Fujitsu. We're going to be sending you a short survey after the webinar, and that is to help you ensure that we provide you with content that address your current business challenges, and also to ensure that we continue to improve on the quality of these webinars. So please look out for the survey, and as an incentive for completing the survey and sending it back to us, we will notify you of what your reward for doing so is. We won't share it on this call, but once again, we thank you for your participation. Please be safe and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.